Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Flint Goods Compact Hitch Cargo Carrier and how it fits on our 2023 Chevrolet Suburban. The Suburban obviously has a ton of storage in it already. It's a really large vehicle, but maybe you have some heavier items. Maybe you have some mulch or gravel, anything that you don't want to keep in your bed because it might make a mess, and it's going to be easier to just put on and get off from this height. And it's really small and lightweight, so you can take it in and out of the hitch super easily. Let's check it out and get a little bit more detail about how it works. The Carrier does have a 500-pound weight capacity, which is a good amount considering how lightweight it is. It's also got this nice black powder coat steel finish, so it'll handle itself well and hold up to weather and the elements. There's a handful of places around the sides for you to put straps, and also there are 2 reflectors on the front, because I can see this at night being black, especially on this vehicle. It'll blend in. So the reflectors are a nice way for people behind you to know that you have something on your car. I'm going to get a couple of measurements, but if you're curious about some specific measurements that I might not go over in this video, feel free to check the product page or the full review to get more specifics. I'm going to get the first measurement from the bumper to the furthest point in the back to let you know how much we're going to be adding on to the back of our vehicle. It is compact, and it only sticks out 22.5 inches from the back. As far as the ground clearance goes, it's basically just going to be whatever your shank is. It sticks straight out from there. In our case, it's 20.5 inches from the ground to where the bottom of the Carrier is. Again, the Suburban is obviously a pretty tall vehicle, so I'm not worrying about any sort of contact there. It does sit a little bit close to the back of the vehicle though. Not close enough that I'm worrying about it. We still have about 3.5 inches from the bumper to the closest point. So that's something you might also want to keep in mind, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. You might also be curious to know how much space you'll have to stack your items up before they'll make contact with your hitch or your hatch if you want to get into the back of the vehicle. So I measured it just before this, and from here is about 14.5 inches. That's how much space you're going to have to stack up your items before they make contact with the trunk as it opens. The Carrier does have a 2-inch shank that fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver. It's held in place by this hand-threadable bolt with the nut on the other end that you can tighten down with a 3/4 socket wrench. Held in place with a clip. We also do have a lock that is available separately if you want to secure that in place. One thing we also worry about with baskets in a hitch like this is the exhaust going to make contact with some of your more sensitive items. In the case of the Suburban, there's one exhaust port, it's way down here and it's tilting down, so we're not going to worry about that for this. Overall, if you're looking for something that's really lightweight, easy to put in and take out for trips that you might be needing to take where you're storing items that might be muddy, sandy, loose, bulky, icy, snowy, any reason that you don't want to keep them inside your vehicle, this is a great option to add on and not take up too much more space. I will say that if you're looking for something more long-term, that's going to be protected and not add length to your vehicle, you might want to check out something like a roof box. But for the case of this Flint Goods Compact Carrier, it'll work really well for all those things that I just mentioned. This is just kind of a look at how this Flint Goods Compact Cargo Carrier fits on our 2023 Chevrolet Suburban. Here we are on our test course. As we hit the alternating bumps, you can see what it would be like to hit a pothole on the road. Our solid speed bumps simulate pulling in and out of a driveway or hitting a speed bump in a parking lot. We use the slalom portion of our course to simulate the side-to-side movement, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvers.